My fiancé said at the cake tasting, "We're doing vegan everything. Your family will just have to deal with their allergies." My sister is severely allergic to tree nuts, the main protein in her menu. I said, "Let's discuss this." Then I canceled the wedding entirely and refunded every deposit. When the baker called her saying I'd withdrawn everything. Original post. I, 31 male, proposed to my girlfriend of 4 years, 8 months ago. We've been planning the wedding for our 1-year engagement, ceremony and reception at a nice venue. Around 120 guests, nothing insane, but not cheap either. Total budget was about $42,000, most of which I was covering since I make significantly more than her. My fiancé went vegan about 18 months ago. I supported this completely. I learned to cook vegan meals. We found restaurants that work for both of us, and I never once complained about the lifestyle change. Her body, her choice, genuinely fine with me. What I wasn't fine with was when she started pushing it on everyone else. It started small. Comments about my mom's leather purse. Passive-aggressive remarks when my dad ordered a steak at dinner. Sending my sister articles about the ethical problems with her wool coat. My family tolerated it because they loved me and wanted to support our relationship. They bit their tongues a lot. Then came the wedding planning. She wanted a fully vegan wedding. Okay, I thought, it's her day too, and vegan food can be great. I agreed, with one condition: we needed to accommodate my sister's severe tree nut allergy. Not a preference, not a sensitivity, a full-blown anaphylactic allergy that has sent her to the ER twice. She carries an EpiPen everywhere. My fiancé said she understood. Said she'd make sure the caterer knew. Said it would be handled. 3 weeks ago, we went to our final cake tasting. The baker, a lovely woman who specialized in vegan desserts, laid out the options. Every single one contained almond flour, cashew cream, or walnut-based frosting. Tree nuts were the foundation of the entire menu. "These look amazing," I said, "but we need at least one option that's tree nut-free for my sister." My fiancée rolled her eyes. Actually rolled her eyes. "Your sister can just not eat cake. It's one day. She can't eat any of this. The cross-contamination alone could trigger a reaction. Then she could take a Benadryl and deal with it." I stared at her. Benadryl doesn't stop anaphylaxis. She could literally die. "You're being dramatic. Allergies aren't that serious. People use them as an excuse to be picky all the time." The baker looked deeply uncomfortable. I don't blame her. "We need to discuss this," I said quietly. "Let's step outside." We did. I asked her, calmly, why she was dismissing a life-threatening medical condition. Her response: "We're doing vegan everything. Your family will just have to deal with their allergies." I'm not compromising my ethics for someone who probably just doesn't like nuts. She's been hospitalized. Twice. This isn't a preference. Well, maybe she should stay home then if she's so fragile. I stood there in that parking lot and realized I was looking at a stranger. This wasn't about veganism. This was about control. About her values mattering more than my sister's life. About my family being expected to bend while hers got everything they wanted. I thought about the past 18 months. The comments. The judgment. The way she'd slowly push my family further and further away while I made excuses for her. "Let's discuss this at home," I said. She thought she'd won. She smiled, patted my arm, and said, "I knew you'd understand eventually." I didn't say another word the entire drive. That night, while she was at her weekly yoga class, I made phone calls. The venue, the caterer, the florist, the DJ, the photographer, the baker. Every single vendor had been paid through my account. Every single one. I canceled everything. Every deposit, every final payment, every contract. Most vendors had cancellation clauses that cost me some money. I lost about $6,000 total in non-refundable fees, but the rest came back to me. About $28,000 returned over the next few days. I also called my parents and my sister. Told them what happened. Told them the wedding was off. My mom cried. My dad just said, "Son, I'm proud of you." My sister was quiet for a long time, then said, "I didn't want to say anything, but I was scared to come. I didn't know how to tell you." That gutted me. My own sister was afraid to attend my wedding because she didn't feel safe. I packed a bag and went to stay with my best friend. Left my fiancée a note. "The wedding is canceled. I'll be in touch about separating our things. Please don't contact me until I reach out. That was 3 days ago. Yesterday, the baker called my fiancée to confirm the cancellation. That's when she found out. My phone has been exploding ever since. Update 1, 5 days later. So, it's been a week since everything went down, and I have some updates for everyone who's been following along. First, the immediate aftermath. When my fiancée found out I'd canceled the wedding, she didn't call me. She called my mother at 11 p.m., screaming. My mom, who is 63 years old and was already asleep, got an earful about how I was emotionally abusive, how I'd humiliated my fiancée, and how my family had never accepted her. My mom, bless her, just said, "You told my daughter to stay home from the wedding because her allergy was inconvenient. You suggested she might die because she's fragile. I don't think we're the problem here." Then she hung up. The next morning, I got a text from my fiancée's mom. I'd always had a decent relationship with her. She seemed more reasonable than her daughter. That ended real quick. I don't know what lies you've told your family, but my daughter is devastated. You owe her an apology, and you owe her the wedding she planned. Real men don't run away from commitment. I didn't respond. 2 days later, my fiancée finally reached out directly. Not apologetic, not confused, furious. "You had no right to cancel everything without talking to me. That was our wedding. It was a wedding you wanted to use to exclude my sister because her medical condition was inconvenient. I wasn't excluding her. I just wasn't going to redesign the entire menu around one person's fake allergy. It's not fake. She has medical documentation going back 15 years. Whatever. The point is, you made a massive decision without me. That's not how relationships work. Neither is telling your partner's sister that she can risk death or stay home." She didn't have a response for that. Instead, she pivoted. "I want to ring back, and I want half of the deposits you lost. We planned this wedding together." Here's where it gets interesting. The ring was my grandmother's. Family piece, given to me specifically to propose with. Not purchased, inherited. Legally and ethically, it's mine. The deposits were paid entirely by me from my account with my money. We never combined finances. There's no legal standing for her to claim any of it. I told her this. That's not fair. I put time into this wedding. I planned for months, and I paid for months. I'm sorry you invested time, but I invested about $35,000. I think I'm the one who gets to make calls about cancellation. You're such a selfish piece of work. I can't believe I wasted 4 years on you. I can't believe you thought my sister's life was less important than your cake aesthetic. I guess we both learned something. She blocked me after that, which, honestly, was a relief. But it wasn't over. 3 days ago, I went back to the apartment we shared to get my things. I'd coordinated with her via her mother. Yes, her mother became the intermediary, which tells you everything, to pick a time when she wouldn't be there. She was there anyway, sitting on the couch with her best friend, arms crossed, looking like she was waiting for a confrontation. "I'm just here for my stuff," I said. "I don't want to argue." "Too bad. We're arguing. You don't get to blow up my life and then just walk away." Her friend chimed in. "Yeah, you totally gaslit her, making her think you were okay with a vegan wedding and then canceling behind her back. That's manipulation. I was okay with a vegan wedding. I wasn't okay with her telling my sister to risk anaphylaxis or skip the event. God, you're still on about the allergy thing? Your sister is such a drama queen." I looked at my fiancée. "Is that what you told people? That my sister is being dramatic?" She shrugged. "I mean, she kind of is. Tree nut allergies aren't even that common. She probably just doesn't like the taste." I laughed. Couldn't help it. She was hospitalized for 3 days when she was 12 because someone used walnut oil in a salad dressing and didn't tell her. But sure, she just doesn't like the taste. My fiancé's friend looked uncomfortable. Clearly this was new information. "Can I get my things now?" I asked. She let me. Watch me pack my books, my clothes, my gaming console, my kitchen equipment. Didn't offer to help. Just sat there making comments about how I was running away and couldn't handle a strong woman. When I was done, I paused at the door. "For what it's worth," I said, "I did love you. I wanted to marry you. But I can't marry someone who thinks my family's safety is negotiable. I hope you find someone who fits better. Don't pretend to be the good guy." You're not. I'm not pretending anything. I'm just leaving. I did. Update 2. 8 days later. Quick update, because things escalated again, and I need to document this somewhere. After I moved my stuff out, I thought we were done. No more contact, no more drama. Just the slow process of untangling a shared life and moving on. Wrong. 4 days ago, I got a call from my credit card company. Someone had tried to make a $3,400 charge at a bridal shop using my card number. The transaction was flagged as suspicious because I'd never shopped there before and my card was supposed to be in my wallet. Except my fiancée, ex-fiancée, had the number memorized. From years of me paying for things, she knew the card number, expiration, and CVV by heart. I canceled the card immediately and filed a fraud report. The credit card company is investigating. When I texted her about it, just a simple, "Did you try to use my card at a bridal shop?" She didn't deny it. You OWE me. I had to find a new dress because the wedding is off and I can't return the original one. That's not how debt works. You can't just charge my car because you're upset. It's not like you can't afford it. You make 3 times what I make. That doesn't give you the right to steal from me. It's not stealing if we were going to be married anyway. I screenshotted that entire conversation and sent it to the fraud department. Here's where it gets worse. Yesterday, I found out she's been telling people I canceled the wedding because I was cheating on her. Specifically, she's claiming I was having an affair with a coworker and used the allergy argument as a cover story to get out of the relationship. How do I know? Because 3 of her mutual friends reached out to ask if it was true. One of them was genuinely concerned. The other 2 were clearly fishing for gossip. I told all of them the same thing. There was no affair. I canceled because she refused to accommodate my sister's life-threatening allergy, and I wasn't going to defend myself against lies. They could believe whatever they wanted. 2 of them believed me immediately. They'd seen how she treated my family over the years. The third, her closer friend, said there's always 2 sides and stopped talking to me. Fine. I don't need people who think attempted credit card fraud and defamation are 2 sides. But then something happened that I wasn't expecting. My ex's mom called me. Not angry this time. Quiet. I need to ask you something directly. Did you really cancel because of the allergy issue? Yes. That was the only reason. I loved your daughter. I wanted to marry her. But she looked me in the eye and told my sister to either risk hospitalization or skip the wedding. That was a deal breaker. Silence. Then she told me it was about money, that you didn't want to pay for a vegan caterer. The caterer was already booked and paid for. I had no issue with vegan food. I had an issue with every single menu item containing tree nuts, which could kill my sister. More silence. I didn't know that. I'm not surprised. She's been spinning this story since day one. Her mom sighed. I'm not calling to apologize for her. She's an adult, and she makes her own choices. But I'm sorry for the message I sent you. I didn't have all the information. I appreciate that. For what it's worth, she's always been like this, convinced that her way is the only right way. Her father and I tried to teach her compromise, but she trailed off. Anyway, I won't bother you again. I just wanted you to know that not everyone in our family thinks you're the villain. She hung up. I sat with that for a long time. It didn't change anything, but it helped. Final update, 6 days later. Okay, this is probably my last update. Things have reached a resolution of sorts. The credit card fraud investigation concluded. The bridal shop had security footage of my ex using my card. She'd apparently also tried to charge about $800 at a spa the same day, which was also flagged and declined. I had 2 options, press charges or let it go. I pressed charges, not for revenge, not because I wanted to see her suffer, but because she committed a crime, showed no remorse, and would absolutely do it again to someone else if there were no consequences. The amount was just under the felony threshold, so it's being processed as misdemeanor fraud. She'll have to appear in court, probably pay restitution plus fines, and it'll be on her record. Her mother called me again after she found out. Not angry, just tired. She's blaming you for ruining her life. She ruined her own life. All I did was stop participating. I know. I hoped maybe you wouldn't press charges. For old time's sake, I can't let her steal from me and face no consequences. That's not how I was raised. I understand. She paused. She's moving back in with us. Can't afford the apartment alone. I'm sorry to hear that. Don't be. Maybe some time at home will give her perspective. I doubt it will, but I didn't say that. As for the cheating rumor, it fizzled out on its own. Turns out, when you spend 4 years with someone and have never once given anyone a reason to think you're unfaithful, the accusation doesn't stick. The people who know me know better. The people who don't weren't really my friends anyway. My sister called me last week. First time we'd really talked since everything went down beyond the initial weddings cancel conversation. I need to say thank you, she said. And I need to say I'm sorry. Sorry for what? For not speaking up sooner. I knew she didn't like me. I knew she thought my allergy was fake or exaggerated. But I didn't want to cause problems for you, so I just stayed quiet and hoped it would get better. That's not your fault. She hit well. And you shouldn't have to defend your right to not die. She laughed kind of wetly. When you put it that way. I put it that way because it's true. You did nothing wrong. She did. And now she's facing consequences. That's all. We talked for another hour after that. About growing up, about family, about what we both wanted our futures to look like. It was the best conversation we'd had in years. I'm staying with my friend for now while I look for a new place. I've got a decent job, some savings, less than before, thanks to those non-refundable deposits, but enough, and a family who actually has my back. My grandmother's ring is back in my parents' safe. Someday, maybe, I'll give it to someone who deserves it. Someone who understands that loving me means loving my family too, including their inconvenient medical conditions. For now, I'm just focused on rebuilding. The wedding industry sends you a lot of emails once you start planning. Venues, caterers, photographers, everyone wants your business. I've been unsubscribing from them one by one, which is strangely therapeutic. Each, you've been removed from our mailing list. Feels like closing a door on a chapter that needed to end. My ex never apologized. Not for the allergy comments, not for the fraud, not for the lies. I don't expect she ever will. But here's the thing. I don't need her apology. Apologies don't change what happened. They don't undo 4 years of red flags I ignored because I loved her. They don't give me back the $6,000 in lost deposits, or the months of planning, or the version of my future I thought I was building. What I needed was out. And I got that. Some people have asked if I regret the relationship entirely. If I wish I'd never proposed, never dated her, never let it get that far. Honestly, no. I learned what I will and won't accept. I learned that love isn't enough if respect isn't there too. I learned that my family matters, my sister's safety matters, and anyone who asks me to compromise on that isn't someone I want in my life. Those are expensive lessons, but they're worth it. Anyway, that's the end of the story. No dramatic twist, no big finale. Just a guy who almost married the wrong person and got out before it was too late. Thanks for listening, internet strangers. You help more than you know.